In case you are a permanent resident in the United States of America, in case you are a green card holder in the United States of America, please don't do this. Don't do this I'm going to explain today, because it will cost you your status in the United States of America. You will be deported. Remember, failure or ignorance of the law is not the defense, is not an excuse of the law. Many people are getting deployed because of the mistake which I'm going to explain. And this mistake I'm going to explain is one of the key difference between permanent resident in America, or rather green card holder in America, versus the US citizen. It's something small, very technical, but it has costed many people in the United States of America. Welcome everyone. I love EBM Scholars. I'm Ernest Boniface Makulilo, the founder and the CEO of the EBM Scholars, talking to you from my home office in the United States of America. So, why am I talking about this particular thing I haven't mentioned yet? Why is it very important for you as immigrant to understand? There is a very key or major difference between a permanent resident and US citizen. Usual people, they think that, oh, I'm a permanent resident, is almost like a US citizen because I can do everything US citizen does. But basically, when it comes to politics and voting, US citizens are the only ones allowed to vote in elections. Permanent resident, no matter how many years you've been here, whether you have been 50 years, as long as you haven't decided to become a US citizen, please never, 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 never try to vote in US election. There are few exceptions in the local elections. Some countries or some states, they allow to vote for a mayor. They allow to vote for a county commissioner, whatever those kind of lower positions. But don't try that one if it is not clearly stated in the law of the particular state. But when it comes to the state senators, state whatever, the state representatives or the congressman, whatever, like for the general federal government or to the presidential elections, please don't try to vote. Many people have been deployed. I'm going to give you some of the cases here, why am I doing this when I will hate to see you are going to be deported because you just decided to vote. I understand this for some people, as immigrants, you don't care much about politics, which is good, whatever it is. But sometimes we get carried away with the politics. For instance, 2020, 2000 election, whatever coming up, there have been a piling up of the, like 2008, oh, a black person is running for president, Barack Obama, let me vote, we'll get excited, whatever. Some of the international students, they decide to vote, or some of the green card holders decided to vote. Then 2012, 2016, some people voted because they got, Hillary Clinton, the first woman to run for president, I want to vote too. People did that. 2020 election, oh, I want to also to vote. Some people, they do that. But that is against the law. There is a US law which doesn't allow non-citizens. Non-citizens is including green card holders. You are not a citizen. It's called Illegal Immigration Reform and Responsibility Act of 1996. It has not been repealed. Non-citizens who vote must be deported. That's the law. So, I can read the law how it says. It shall be unlawful for any alien to vote in any election held solely or in part of the purpose of electing a candidate for the office of president, vice president, presidential elector, members of Senate, members of House of Representatives, delegates from the District of Columbia, or resident commissioner, unless that election is held partly for the other purposes. Aliens are authorized to vote for such purposes under state constitution or whatever. So I say, if the state constitution is going to clearly say, in the state of this particular area, you are allowed, but if it doesn't say that, always you are not allowed. So, any person who violates this section shall be fined under this title, imprisoned not more than 1 year or both. And obviously, they say each natural parent of the alien, in case of the adopted whatever alien, whatever, they will be deported, whatever. So there is very strict regulations. So it's called Section 8, whatever, code, whatever, 1227 says that lists the classes of non-citizen present in the United States who shall, upon the order of Attorney General, be removed. That be removed, be deported. So I can just show you some of this, what I'm talking about. I don't know if you can be able to read here, but that is the law I'm talking about. So that is one of the big regulations. So this is a grandmother is saying goodbye to the grandchild, is a permanent resident, voted in the previous 2016 election, and is called a voter fraud, so has been deported. They don't care. And she was saying, they don't care whether you didn't know. She was crying, leaving them behind is heartbreaking. There is no way to describe it. She's explaining that her last dinner, whatever. Here she's the one again. She's getting ready to leave. Here she's at the airport, and she's in. She's leaving, going back to Peru. This is a priest. A priest who has been deported by voting, and he didn't know he voted more than one election. So they don't care whether you're a priest, as long as you did the illegal voting. He voted in 2 elections without knowing he didn't know that is a mistake. How does that happen? So when you go to the DMV to get the driving license or state ID, they will ask you, do you want to register for voting? Obviously, you will say yes, because, oh, I want to vote. Because remember, DMV is another department. It's not related to the department dealing with the elections and other things. For them, they will just fill information as a registered voter, will get your documentation. So they don't want to prove that you are a citizen. That's not their responsibility. So for you to go there and just vote. But by doing that, it's your responsibility to know whether you are allowed to vote or not allowed to vote. So all these people, they're being returned back, they have been deported because of failure to know the regulations. So don't try to think that because you have been in the US for over 7 years, and no matter how much you want a certain presidential candidate to win, for whatever reason you have no authority. You are not allowed to vote. If you vote, that is a fraud, and it is punishable under the law by being deported. The Illegal Immigration and Responsibility Act of 1996, it has never been repealed. Non-citizens, that means including green card holders who vote in the election, must be deported. So you might say it is not fair, but that's the law. Until it is repealed, until it is changed, but at the moment it's not changed, you'll be going back to your home country. And that it has been since 1996 law. So no matter what explanation you have, avoid certain things. Be participating in politics by reading, watching CNN, Fox, whatever analysis, do the poll online. You are allowed to do that, but never cast any vote. You might think that I'm being here, I work with this government, I've been here for long, you think that you're an American citizen. No. If you want to vote, you want to participate in the election, either to vote or to be voted for a certain position, go ahead and become a US citizen. But if you are not, remember that is the major distinction between the two. At the beginning, you think that, oh, I don't want to be a US citizen because I can do anything American citizen can do. You cannot do anything American citizen can be able to do. One of the major difference is that one, the right to vote in election. At the beginning, you might see it's not a big deal, but when you are at the heat of the moment, you want, oh, I want to vote for Hillary Clinton because it's the first woman. Yes, just take your emotion, cast that vote. That is a ticket by yourself to be, your green card is going to be revoked and you are going to be deported. So it's up to you. You have to know what things are off limit as a green card holder. What things are your rights and the privileges as a green card holder. So I just want to make sure that you are not going to be another case being deported and just to say, oh, you know, I didn't know this is the regulation, I didn't know. Failure or ignorance of the law is not the defense of the law. That's how it is. This woman, she said, like, why she said she applied for Illinois driving license in 2005, presenting her Peruvian passport and her green card. On the form, she declined to register to vote, but she said clerk asked her if she wanted to register to vote. When she asked the clerk if you're supposed to vote, she's supposed to. The clerk said it's up to you. So non-citizens should not be asking this question. She was saying. But on the other form, she asked, she checked yes for the box in the next question. Are you a US citizen? She said she thought that the closest thing to her status as a legal permanent residence is a US citizen. So she made that tick. So it was her mistake. So even if the DMV personnel is asking, are you eligible? Do you want to vote? For them, they are not responsibility. It's not their responsibility to know whether a US citizen know how to vote. This is up to you whether you want to vote or not. But it's up to you to know that you are a permanent resident. You are not allowed. So she applied in 2005. She came to do a voting in 2016 because of that one. So whether they misled her, she didn't know, but it's your responsibility to know these kind of rights. When you become a US citizen, you are a permanent resident, there is regulations you have to know. When you sign you become permanent resident, you know, you sign that I will never vote because I'm not a US citizen. So they didn't mislead you. It's your responsibility to read the fine print to know what things as a permanent resident you are not supposed to do. Don't be caught about this American politics, which is the better candidate. No matter how much you want maybe this president to get out of the office, never cast the vote. You are not a US citizen. So that is like a warning, education I want to give to you that you can be deported. No matter how it happens, no matter how much, whatever, the priest has been deported, has been here for a longer time. This woman is flying, leaving the grandchildren, wherever was a permanent resident. So in order to come back to America, has to apply from family-based green card again. And maybe you might get, maybe to take longer to get it. So that is the information I want to share with you about it. Don't do it, no matter how much you want to participate in the politics. Wait until you become a US citizen to cast your vote for a person you want to be a president or congressman or congresswoman or senator or something like that. So thank you everyone. I hope that was a very good information for you. What to do, what to avoid if you are a permanent resident in the United States of America. Thank you everyone and goodbye.